How's it going, guys? Welcome to Incan Fitness. For those who are new to my channel, my name is Anthony. I am someone who went from skinny to fit in a 7-year time frame, and these videos are purely educational. So this way, if you are also a skinny guy who is looking to gain weight and muscle, you can take these videos, implement what you're learning, so that way you can get to that dream body that you're trying to achieve through hard work and consistently. Now, for those of you that are looking for a more personalized approach to coaching, so that way you have that support, that accountability in place, then please be sure to click on the link in the description below to see if private coaching is a fit for you. But enough about that. Let's get straight into today's video, where today we're going to be talking about how much time it will take to build muscle as a skinny guy. Now, it really does depend on a lot of different factors. But before we kind of get into those factors, it's really important to be super realistic with oneself, because unless you're on some sort of performance enhancing drugs like steroids, tren, TRT, PEDs, SARMs, etc., you're not going to see those quick results that you're trying to see. On a side note, I feel like with so much instant gratification nowadays, through social media, through different avenues where we can get quick forms of dopamine spikes in our brain and our system, it really does take away the ability for us to really appreciate the hard work it takes to put into something to see the results that we want to see. So in this case, the gym, right? Because we're trying to work out to see results within our own body. We're trying to shape it in some sort of way. So unless you're on some sort of performance enhancing drugs, you're not going to see quick results at all whatsoever. As natural lifters, it will take longer to see results, but over the years, we really start to notice the results, the difference, right? I'm not saying that it's going to take you dozens of years to see just minuscule results, but what I am saying is that over the years, the more consistently you train year on year on year, the more that your results are going to be super noticeable. You're going to, seem bigger, look bigger, feel bigger, look better, those kind of different things. If you are completely fresh to the gym, if you're someone who is new to the gym, you're going to experience something called newbie gains. So what essentially this is that you see fast or quick results inside of the gym, and it's kind of like a type of 1 year situation. So you're only going to see those quick quote unquote results in a 1 year time frame being a new lifter. And so that's what I meant right here when it says in a 1 year time frame. The reason this is just because, like with anything new, our body is not adapted to it just yet. But when we do it consistently and our body starts to adapt, we really start to force a lot of growth in place. Mostly just because like our body has no idea what the hell you're doing. It's essentially your body's like, what the fuck is this new stress that you're putting onto me? Oh no, I have to adapt. So it starts to adapt. Your muscles start to grow. All those kind of different things. Not a lot, but enough for you to start seeing differences as someone who is a beginner to the gym, who has not lifted or even touched a weight before in their lives until whatever point that you started to, decided to start lifting. If you are someone who has been lifting for more than 1 year, your results will just start to slow down just because your body is just used to the stress that you're putting onto it every day or almost every day. You should not be training every day. And so that's completely normal, especially as natural lifters. Now, how do I ensure I get the most gains then inside of the gym? Well, different things. Number one, you have to make sure your training is dialed in. Secondly, you have to make sure your eating is dialed in. Thirdly, you have to make sure that you're sleeping 7 hours plus per night. And then last but not least, you just need to make sure that you're tracking everything from your eating intake to, your training progress. So all those things you just want to make sure that you have dialed in, so that way you get the most gains out of what you're doing. So with training, don't just swing the weights. Actually train with intensity, train with effort. Actually exert yourself more than you're used to. If you just do 3 sets and all 3 of those sets you just kind of like, go until until you feel some sort of burning sensation, go past that. Go 2 to 3 more reps past that. At least for one of your sets. Or you could just take one of your sets till failure. Just to kind of like warm things up for yourself. Try to get used to that, uncomfortableness. Because when you do get uncomfortable during training, when you start to exert yourself, when you start to really push yourself and go beyond what you're used to inside of your training, that's where you really start to see some really solid growth, as long as your eating and your sleeping is on point as well. As far as your eating goes, don't just dirty bulk. Don't try to gain excess fat that you really don't need. Just do a slight lean bulk. So eat above your maintenance calories, of course, but more specifically, eat above by 300 or 500 calories from your maintenance. Eat that way consistently, and then once you start to plateau in weight again, add another 300 to 500 calories onto your onto what you've already been eating, so that way you can start gaining weight again. And just repeat that process whenever you start to plateau, making sure that you're eating making sure that you're sleeping 7 hours plus per night. If you're someone who struggles with sleep, go get some melatonin. Try to get some sort of sleeping supplement in. If it's something that supplements or home remedies cannot solve, then go see a medical professional. See what they have to say about, your sleeping problems, your sleeping issues, whatever it is. And then as far as tracking your progress goes, I love MyFitnessPal for, essentially just tracking my food. And as far as kind of like my training progression, I just use the Notepad app on my iPhone to track all that stuff, as well as my weight. If I were to track my weight again, I would just use the Notepad app on my phone to track my weight. Now, a big question that a lot of new lifters ask, or especially people who are skinny and are trying to gain weight, is the big question of, will cardio ruin my potential results? And it really does depend, because anything in excess is bad for you. If you do too much of something, then yes, it's going to be bad for you. Especially if you do not eat in a surplus. It'll definitely be bad for you. We're not going to gain any weight. If anything, you're probably going to lose weight if you're eating below your maintenance. So it just depends on, kind of like what you're prioritizing. Like, do you want to, get faster, have better endurance, or do you want to get bigger inside of the gym? If your answer is getting bigger inside of the gym, which, most of you are watching this video because you want to get bigger inside of the gym, then you should only do cardio 1 to 2 times per week. Nothing crazy. You can do walking. If you want to jog for a few minutes, like 20 minutes, that's fine, once or twice per week. But you just need to make sure that you're eating above your maintenance calories, most importantly, especially after you start to run. So keep that in mind. Track your running as well. Track, if you have like a watch or something that tracks how many calories you burn. First of all, it's not accurate. The readings that you get from those watches that say they supposedly track how many calories you burn are not accurate. They're rough estimations, very rough estimations. So I will still use it though, just so that way you can get like an estimate reading on how many calories you supposedly burned. So that way you can make sure that you're still eating above your maintenance calories. So you're still eating in a surplus. Even doing Stairmaster once per week would be plenty for about 30 minutes. Nothing crazy, just to make sure your heart is in shape and you're all good to go. And again, I'll stress it once and I'll stress it again. Just make sure you're eating in a surplus if you do decide to do some form of cardio 1 to 2 times per week. Expected results. So let's say you have everything dialed in. You're eating, you're training, all that kind of good stuff. You have it all dialed in and you're doing everything, not perfectly, but you're being consistent with everything. And you're not overdoing it with the cardio either. You should expect to see good gains within 1 year of your training. If you do everything of the mentioned already, the training, the eating, the rest and recovery, all those things are dialed in. If you do that consistently and they're all dialed in, you should see some good gains within a 1 year time frame. And please be consistent with those things as well. Note how I said good gains, not great gains, or even your dream body. 1 year of being consistent and dialed in with everything will have you years ahead of someone who has been on and off with their eating, training, and rest. So yes, you're going to get good gains. They're not going to be the most amazing, greatest gains. But the point of us being dialed in with everything for the next year is going to allow for us to get a taste of the results. So that way we can keep going for years on end, right? And trust me, once you start seeing the results, even like 4 months in, once you start seeing those initial results, because you can start seeing those initial results 3 to 4 months in of being consistent with everything. You're eating, you're training, your rest. And once you get a taste of those results, it's so hard to just stop because it starts to get addicting. You just want to keep going and going and going. And so imagine like if you just go a year straight, right? You do everything correctly. Imagine where you're going to be then. Because not a lot of people who train, and this was me back then, not a lot of people who train were consistent. Are consistent with their training, their eating, their rest. Either one of those 3 or all those 3 or 2 out of those 3. So you're going to be farther ahead of them. You're going to look better than them. And you're going to feel really good as well. So keep that in mind. Be patient. It's all going to pay off. I know it can be frustrating when you don't see results right off the bat, but trust me, it's part of the journey. It makes things so much better as well. And all these lessons that you're learning now inside of the gym, patience, hard work, consistency, patience, all those things can be applicable for different areas of your life. So it's just not a gym thing. It really is a life thing. It teaches you different lessons in life that you really do need to carry into different aspects of your own life and work, business, relationships. So this way, you not only see the results you want inside of the gym, but you can also take those lessons and get the results that you want to see in different areas of your life. So that's the beautiful part about it. That covers it though for the video for today, guys. Please make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Comment down below what you want to see in terms of a next video topic. I'd love to make it for you guys and help you all out. And once more, if you are someone looking for one-to-one coaching, click the link in the description below. And until the next video, guys, take care. Much love. Peace.